Today I want to talk to you about how I grew my salary from $105,000 last year to $180,000 just about 8 or 9 months. Hey there, Lincoln here from BoWAcademy.org. Today I want to talk to you about career development and the importance of it in building wealth and investing in your own business, in stocks, in real estate, so that you can build long-lasting sustainable wealth that will enable you to retire on your terms when you want to, and not when you're 65, 70, when you can't enjoy it, but when you can do with your time what you would like and spend time with the people you love. And the way to do that is to invest in your career so that you can use the money that you make, your income, to invest in assets and build wealth. Because that's the only way really to escape the rat race, to get out of the 9 to 5 eventually. That's what we do here on this channel, BoWAcademy.org. We teach investing in the stock market and just building wealth all around. And the sole purpose is really to learn together and help us all on this journey of building wealth. So today I want to share my story of how I got to earning $180,000 after having only $105,000 in salary just a few months ago, less than a year ago. And the way I got there is a long story. It didn't happen in overnight. There's no such thing as an overnight success story. Everything takes time. So I want to walk you through how I got here from college and until now. What's it been 5 years since graduation? Less than 5 years. The point of this video is really to help you understand the steps that I took to get to this point, and then share with you my advice on career development, how to take the right steps and do the right things as an employee to set yourself up for success, to get a raise, to get a promotion, and of course to demand those things, because you deserve a raise and you deserve a promotion so long as you're working hard and doing the right things in your career. But before we get to that, if you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor and like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment your thoughts on this topic, on career development, on investing. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from all of you, and if I get enough good questions from all of you, I will do another video to answer those questions. So don't be shy, say hello, and let me know what you're thinking. And feel free to share your stories below. It will be great to hear from all of you. Now let's get to how I got to this point of earning $180,000 in the last year after giving myself a huge raise in 2021 and then yet another raise to start 2022. Okay, to start, I want to read for you a quick history of my salary. And it starts in 2017. In 2016, at the end of an internship as a software engineer at Medium.com in San Francisco, I was granted an offer to come back full-time after graduating as a computer science major the following year. So at that very moment, I had an offer in hand to earn $110,000 upon graduating college in 2017. So that's where I started my career less than 5 years ago. In August of 2017, I was earning $110,000 at Medium.com, the blogging platform. You might have heard of it or seen it on Netflix in some shows. So I was there building a bunch of things, full stack engineer, and that's what I do. I'm a software engineer, building apps, building websites, and all the stuff that we all use online. So started off at Medium doing that. I can get into that more in another video if you're interested, but for now, let's just focus on my development of my salary. Then in 2018, I got 2 raises and a promotion in just over a year of starting at Medium, and that brought me to $142,000 in my salary. And of course, with this salary, because I work at startups and I'm a software engineer, I get a pretty sizable amount of equity, stock options. So I own a part of all the companies I've ever worked for. And that's a huge part of my salary, because if the companies do well, if we all do well, the engineers, the product team, the marketers, salespeople, if we all do well, then the company's going to succeed and eventually get an exit, be sold, acquired by some company, or go public, right? And we've covered what it means to go public on this channel on BoWAcademy.org. And you should go watch that, how to invest in the stock market and what it means to be a publicly traded company. So all these salary numbers I'm going to share with you don't account for my stock options, because I don't really know how much they're worth, and no one really does, because it's so up in air in the private market. So other people might include their stock options in salary numbers, and then they get to like $250,000 or $400,000, but they don't really know. the actual math there. They're just speculating on the valuation of their stock options. So I'm gonna keep it straight with you, just the salary numbers and none of the stock options. But if one day the companies that I do have stock options in do get an exit or go public, then my stock options will be worth something, and then we can talk about it at that time, but not now. So let's continue. In 2019, just a few months after getting a raise and a promotion, I decided I had to step down, to quit, and take some time to myself because I had been working super hard in college and I needed a break. I was tired, and I also wanted to do my own thing. I needed to explore my own passions and build something of my own, which I had been doing, but I wanted to spend some more time doing that and learning more rapidly because the amount of things you can learn on the job is pretty limited. So if you spend your time outside of work working on projects, then you get to learn a lot more. We'll talk about that more later in the video. But that's why I quit in 2019 and left all of that money just sitting there. Decided not to continue making $142,000, which is a lot more than my family has ever seen, probably for a huge part of their lives. But I had to do what I had to do. And in 2019, I was left making about $2,400 because I wasn't making any money. I just earned interest from my savings account. And that was my income, right? And I was on Medi-Cal and all of that. So I got to experience socialized healthcare, which is awesome. And we can talk about that more in the comments below. But that was my life in 2019, not making much money. And then in 2020, I decided to move back home to Philadelphia and live out of my parents' apartment because they weren't living there. So in 2020, I was in Philly at GoPuff, making $105,000 in salary. I decided to take a pay cut because I had just come back to the job market, a whole new market, very different from San Francisco, Silicon Valley. And yeah, the salary is not as good out there. But I also didn't really try too hard to go find a comparable salary to what I was making in San Francisco in 2019 before I quit because I didn't really need it. I was living at home. I wasn't really paying much rent, so it wasn't a big deal for me to make considerably less money. So I was fine with it. And then 2021 came. We are a year in a pandemic now, and I decided to leave GoPuff. I got a much better offer at Future, which is a San Francisco company, and I was working remotely. And I was offered $160,000 to go work at Future and build the future of personal training, coaching. And I was excited. I love what we're doing here at Future. I'm still here and enjoying it. We are doing very well. I'm enjoying myself. I have a lot more impact and I got a much higher salary and a better job. So nothing to complain about. I started at Future at the end of March of 2021. And by December, I was told by my manager that I was up for a raise. And come January of 2022, when I got back from the holiday break, I was given a $20,000 raise to $180,000 in salary. And of course, again, still have stock options, and those are worth something, and they're going to be worth more in the future if we succeed, but not including that. Other people will include that, but doesn't really mean much until you get an exit. So $180,000. This was huge. That was about a 53% increase in salary from about 8 to 9 months earlier in the year 2021. So I was happy about it. I had worked hard, it paid off, and my manager was seeing the impact I was making. And that's why he went and advocated on my behalf to get this raise. It was a win-win. The company was getting what they paid for because I was working hard, and I was getting recognized for my impact and my contributions to the company. Great news, right? So that's how I got here. And that was a long story. I wanted to walk you through the steps that got me here to this huge salary increase. So now for the part where I share my thoughts on how you can take similar steps to what I did to get similar results with salary increases, raises, promotions, and set yourself up for a better career so that you can make more money, earn more money, so that you can invest and acquire assets. Right? Because that's really what you have to do with your income in order to escape this whole system of working, giving your time for money. That's really the goal, to eventually be able to do whatever I want. Make YouTube videos, travel, spend time with my family whenever I want. That's really what we're trying to get. And the way to do that is to increasingly build your salary so that you can increase the amount of assets that you have that will make you more money without you having to work for income, because that's how the wealthy make their money. Their assets make money for them. So now I have about 7 or so slides from my Instagram stories that I shared with my followers on Instagram a few weeks ago, breaking down exactly what I'm going to tell you now and my salary path, because we're all on this journey together. And I want to be able to share what I'm learning along the way so that other people can take those same steps if they so choose. And I hope this is helpful to you. And if it is, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below, because I can only do these videos if you all engage and help me continue to make these videos, because it's very important to the YouTube algorithm that you all are engaging and enjoying what you're watching. So once you do that, once you hit that like button, we can move on. Okay, let's get to it. So I've learned that a big part of building wealth is investing in your career. The more money you make, the more you can put to work for you. You need to continuously increase your income over the long term, but don't be afraid to take a step back in the short term. I learned critical lessons during my 11 months on my own with no income. I had to reflect on my first job out of college and build up a desirable resume. I was making $142,000 and then left for a year, which meant that getting another job would be hard. So in order to get back to the workforce, I had to make sure that I was building skills that were highly desirable so that I can continue from where I left off. With all of that said, I've learned so many lessons along the way, and I've distilled all of that into about 9 to share with you all today. I have more that I can share in other videos in the future, but these are the ones that come to mind first and foremost when I think about how I got to the point of increasing my income by 53% in less than a year, and just over a year after coming back from a short retirement of 11 months. So these are my 9 lessons, and I'm going to walk you through each one. And along the way, feel free to think of any questions that you have and comment below those questions so that we can discuss. I would love to hear from you and share my thoughts, and of course hear what your thoughts are too on all of these lessons that I've learned and how they can be applied. So here we go. Lesson number 1, and it's very obvious. It's put in the work. At my very first job out of college, I worked very hard to finish every project on time with as minimal bugs as possible. I was a software engineer, which meant that there was going to be bugs in my work no matter how hard I tried, but I did my best to make sure that those were kept at a minimum and that my software actually worked. And of course, this didn't always happen, but I got close enough and my efforts were seen. As a result, I received a promotion just over a year after starting, and I was one of 2 out of my starting cohort who got that promotion. So that was a big deal for me. Getting my first promotion in my first job to start my career. It was great. And that brought my income up $18,000 from $110,000 to start. So now I was making $128,000 by working hard. I put in the work and it paid off. Lesson number 2, have grit. I always think back to the full-time job offer letter that I received at my internship a year before graduation. The CTO of Medium.com at the time told me that one of the important characteristics that he witnessed in me was my grit. When things get hard, take a break, reassess, and keep trying. You'll figure it out eventually. It was definitely hard, but by having grit, my internship project launched to millions of users that summer after I had returned to university to fail calculus for a second time. That's another story for another time, but math is hard. We'll talk about that later. Doesn't really matter as long as you get the job done. Lesson 3, ask for help when you need it. If you've been putting in the work and working hard on something and you've given it a first shot, don't keep hitting your head against the wall. Leverage the experiences of others on your team, after you've Googled it of course, so that they can help you get unblocked and moving forward. Explain the problem, explain what you've tried, tell them why you think they might be able to help you, and make your ask. Ask them if they can help. And if they can't help you, ask who they think could be of help to you. Lesson number 4, do what you say you're going to do. If you take on a task and fail to deliver, the team will fail. So when you take on a project or a task, do whatever you have to do to finish it. The team is relying on you. You have to do your part. You might need to ask for help sometimes, but it's your responsibility to deliver the final results. Your teammates and managers will develop great respect for you. And with that, when other projects come up in the future, you will come to mind as a dependable steward, which means you'll be presented more opportunities in your career. And that was how I got my promotion to $142,000 just over a year of being at Medium. to start my career. That was a lot of money. And the reason for that was because I put in the work and I always got done what I said I was going to get done. And so when other projects came up, like leading the redevelopment of our publishing system at Medium, I was given the chance to lead that project. And it went well. I actually delivered that project with, I think, 0 bugs in the start. And it's still in use today because I put in the work along the way. And when it came time for my manager to figure out how to resource the project with members of the team, I came to mind first as a great person for that project because of other work that I had done in the past that were related. So if you put in the work and you ask for help and you do what you say you're going to do, you're going to get more opportunities. But along the way, we get to lesson number 5. Take breaks is very important. Burnout is not pretty. It's not fun, and it's not a badge of honor. I burnt out at my first job. That's part of the reason that I quit right after receiving a hefty raise. I was young at the time. I was naive. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was failing. I thought I wasn't doing well. I didn't understand that I was burning out. I didn't understand the concept of burnout. I had been working very hard my whole life. From college, working overnight, every single day of the week, doing more work on my projects than on schoolwork. So I was used to working hard. I didn't understand the concept of burnout. I never burnt out before. So when it came time that I did burn out, I thought I was just not cut off for the work. And part of that ate away at me. So no one told me that, hey, this is normal. You should take more breaks. So I did take breaks when I was at Medium because you have to take breaks, but I didn't give myself enough space and time to fully decompress. These days, I take real breaks whenever I feel I need it, but this usually comes after I've delivered what I said that I would. I take 2 weeks every quarter to recharge at the very least, because it's important to let yourself take necessary breaks, relax your mind after putting in all that work so that you can come back fresh and healthy and stay healthy for the long terms and keep doing good work and getting paid more and invest in that so that you can build wealth over the long term, acquiring assets, continuing to buy in on every dip, buy in every month, every year, and continue to build wealth. You can't do that if you're burning out. So don't forget to take breaks. Lesson number 6, be a candidate. Opportunities will present as work to be done. It is important that you make it known that you are willing to contribute or lead. There will be times when the work seems too big for you, but you should take the time to understand the ask and figure out how you might be able to contribute. Sometimes you might identify parts of the work that you're not experienced with. Make it known that you're up for the task, but may need help with unfamiliar parts. I've done this continuously throughout my career. With that project that I led, there were some parts of it that I wasn't familiar with, so I leaned on my team. And I made that known that, hey, I'm willing to do the work, but I'm not familiar with this part, and I may have to lean on my teammate heavily in this section so that we can get this done on time. The point of the whole team is to be able to resource the projects well enough that it gets done in a timely manner. They don't want you trying to pretend that you can get it all done by yourself. Don't be a superhero. If you need help, ask for help. No one expects you to do it all on your own. You just started at the company. You don't know what's been going on there for the time before you came. So there are people who do know. They can help you out. So be a candidate. Don't let unfamiliar parts of projects keep you from contributing and making it known that you are willing to do the work. Lesson number 7, help others, right? You need to help your teammates. We all need help. Nobody knows everything, but everyone knows something, including yourself. Be willing to provide help when called upon. And more importantly, be forthcoming with help. If a teammate expresses to the team in general or to yourself that they're stuck on something you're experienced with, that's your opportunity to step in and offer a helping hand. They won't forget you for that. Even if you end up not being able to resolve their issue, you'll make them feel better and maybe point them in a new, better direction. But don't overstep, of course. Give others the space they need to figure it out. There's a balance. You have to make sure that you're not trying to do it all or try to do their work for them. Let them try to figure it out. If they ask you, help them, or if it looks like they're stuck, offer a helping hand. And if they take you up for it, be there to help. But if they say no, I'll try to figure out some more and I'll get back to you if I need more help, then say, okay, I'll be here if you need me. And get back to putting in your own work. Because it won't matter if you help others if you're not getting your own work done. So that's always important to do. Lesson number 8, Seek meaningful feedback. And unfortunately, this is where most people fail. You've done the work and helped your team succeed, but nobody says anything after months. This might discourage you. And that's understandable because it's your manager's job to provide you feedback, positive and negative, on your performance. At all of my jobs, I've had weekly or bi-weekly one-on-ones with my managers. So I receive timely feedback. I always know how I'm doing. Every 6 months, I've received and given more structured feedback so that the team understands where we're all doing well and where there's areas of improvement. All of this helps me understand what I'm doing right and what I can improve on. And it usually makes me feel better about my place at the company. Lesson number 9, we made it. And if you're enjoying this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts or any questions that you have. I would love to hear from all of you. And don't forget that there's more videos on bullacademy.org on this channel that you can watch to learn about investing in the stock market, building your own wealth, building your own company, and investing in real estate. So go check out all those videos and you might learn something new about the stock market. That's what we're focused on here at this time. Now let's get back, and we're at lesson number 9. And this is very important. After all of those lessons we just covered, this is highly important that you don't forget this part, because if you don't remember this, you'll be stuck in your career. You won't make advances. You won't get to the next level. You won't get that raise or promotion, and you won't be able to invest and build more wealth, acquire more assets so that you can eventually retire. Lesson number 9 is ask for a promotion, ask for a raise, and if not those two, ask for a plan. Never let it be ambiguous what your next milestone is and how you're going to get there. Once you've done the work for 6 to 9 months, it's important to reflect on what you've achieved and determine how much value you've provided to your team. If you're providing more value than is expected of your position, it might be time for a promotion. If you're not ready for promotion, it's likely time for a raise. Ask your manager if they agree. If they say yes, then great. Win-win. If they say no, then ask for a plan for how the two of you will get you there. What do you need to do in the next 6 months to show you're ready and deserving for promotion or a raise? It's highly important because if you don't ask, it won't get done unless your manager really cares. I've been very fortunate to have caring managers, but most people don't. Managing is a hard job and they have their own things to worry about. So you need to make sure that you are helping your manager stay on top of your career development, because it's in the company's best interest that you continue to progress at the company and stay there and be happy with them. So they want to keep you and they want to give you raises and promotions if you're deserving of it. And if you do deserve it, you should ask for it. You need to ask. Ask for a promotion, ask for a raise. And if you don't get either of those, make sure to ask for a plan. That's lesson number 9, is probably the most important one after you do all the other ones, right? Because you need to continue to progress. That's how I was able to get to where I am today. And sometimes if you're not happy and they've given you the runaround for months and months, a year or 2 years, and you're still not happy, you're not making any progress in your career the way you wanted to, you might have to look elsewhere. You might have to go and get another job offer that will increase your salary. Give yourself a raise. If they won't give you a raise when you deserve it, and even they agree that you deserve it, but they're dragging your feet, I've been there. Take that interview. Check the market. See what the market rate is for your talents, your passion, your contributions, all of the experiences that you've gained over the years. See what other companies will pay for that. Get that promotion yourself. Get that raise yourself. Because no one cares about your career like you will. So you must be the best steward of your career. And sometimes that means playing hardball and saying, hey, you're not going to give it to me, I got to go get it elsewhere. Got to go get mine. So those are the lessons, the 9 lessons. I have more, but this video is going long enough now. I don't want to keep dragging it on. I will do another video if everyone's interested in that. If you are, comment below what your thoughts are, any questions that you have, and I will touch on that. But I have 3 things that I do when I go to a new job that help me and set me up for getting a raise and a promotion quickly thereafter, because I'm intentionally providing more value than is expected of me. by doing these 3 things. And I will touch on those in the future in another video. So if you're interested in that video, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment your thoughts, hit the notification bell so you don't miss it, and check out our other videos at bullacademy.org on YouTube, because we teach investing in the stock market, in real estate, in your own business so that you can acquire assets, build wealth, and eventually exit the rat race, exit the 9 to 5, and do what you want to in your time, when you want to, before you're old and can't enjoy your time with your family. So that's what we do here, and I hope you enjoyed it. And finally, these videos are brought to you by our patrons at patreon.bullacademy.org. They support this channel financially and help me brainstorm new video ideas to share with all of you. And in our Discord channel, we discuss the stock market in real time every day by sharing news, rumors, and new investment ideas so we can all do our own research and then come back together and collaborate. So if you're interested in any of that, I hope to see you over at patreon.bullacademy.org. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again and have a great day.